That's my cat. And this is a video comparing the Jericho 941 and the Jericho 941 F9, which is the newest steel frame, full-size Jericho pistol. So obviously these two pistols are very similar. They're basically Israeli copies of the CZ75. Hope you like cats. And in fact, they even use CZ75 magazines. These are IWI branded magazines. Yep. But they are compatible with CZ75 mags, which is very convenient because I have some CZ75 pattern guns and they happen to take the same magazines. This video is brought to you by Greg's Grips. These are my Delta Elite grips. Available soon on the website, gregsgrips.com. Right now it's 1911 grips, but we'll soon be adding Beretta 92, SIG 226, and CZ grips. This gun will be recognizable as the Jericho 941 from Cowboy Bebop. This is literally the exact same model that Spike Spiegel uses, down to the markings. I got it from the Mosin crate years and years ago for a couple $100. It has the slide-mounted safety decocker. It's got the old-style sights. It's got this old-style slide release, which is actually very convenient. And it's got the old markings on it. It says IMI, is really Military Industries, which of course doesn't exist anymore. And it's got the Cowboy Bebop grips, which are from Lock Grips. As soon as they came out with those grips, I snagged a pair, obviously, for obvious reasons. I'm a big fan of Cowboy Bebop. That's why I wanted this pistol. These go for quite a lot of money now in the exact configuration that was used in the show. They're surplus pistols. They're not the best pistol ever. They're certainly not bad. It was in kind of a really bad shape when I got it. The sights, you can see, are kind of mashed. Somebody dropped this gun on the sights at some point, and I had it refinished, and now it's kind of a blue-gray color, which I like quite a bit. Sorry about that, guys. I had to pet my cat for a few minutes so she would leave me alone. We were talking about the Mark 23. Oh, wait, no. We were talking about the Jericho 941 pistols. The original guns, which maybe one day I'll find a kit, but there were a whole kit that came with, oh my god, she's back. She's back. Anyway, this is the newest iteration of the Jericho 941, and they call it the F9, I believe. And it is a steel frame pistol. It's got Picatinny rail, accessory rail. It's got improved sights. It's got a frame-mounted safety. Of course, it says IWI on it and not IMI, because IWI is the commercial version of IMI, which doesn't exist anymore. It's got a nice single action. The triggers are very similar on these two guns. I would say the triggers are a little bit better on the newer guns, although it's hard to exactly know how this gun was when it was new, because it's not new. Could have been worse, could have been better, I don't know. The original Jericho 941s came with a barrel and a slide kit that was a conversion kit for these pistols to also shoot a caliber called 41 Action Express, which is 41 AE, 41 Action Express, which is something that IMI came up with. It's very similar to 40 Smith & Wesson, and the original pistols came with that kit. This was obviously a surplus pistol, so it didn't come with that. Maybe one day I'll find one of those kits. Obviously that ammo is totally not obtainable anymore. The 9mm version was decently popular, and it's a nice shooting handgun. I really like shooting it, but I wanted to get the new version, the updated version, to compare it, just so I had a better shooter gun rather than, weeaboo anime gun. Beyond that, let's see, there are a couple of internal differences. They come apart just like a normal CZ or Nothing crazy going on here, except the new one does not have a captive recoil spring. That's kind of weird. And this is a separate piece. So on the original gun, which I'll take apart in a second, this is part of the slide. I imagine that this is just a cost-saving thing. This is just a cast metal part that they make separately, and then it dovetails into the slide. Barrel, nothing crazy going on. It's basically a CZ75 on the inside. This gun is the same thing pretty much. Except for it has a captured recoil spring. Barrel is silver, which I can't remember if it was originally silver or if I had that bead blasted. And of course this is all one piece. And it's got the internal decocking mechanism inside the slide, which I do not prefer that. I prefer the frame mounted safety rather than a safety decocker a la Beretta. That's what you got with this one. Those are the two guns taken apart. Internally in the frames, I mean, they're CZs. Pretty much. Almost identical, you can see in there. This one's a little dirtier because I shot it quite a bit more. But yeah, they're CZs on the inside pretty much with very few design changes. And it makes a lot of sense for the Israelis because the Israelis, they love CZs, they love Browning high powers. They got a lot of kind of random pistols from all kinds of places. That's why you see a lot of different Israeli surplus. They have all kinds of random pistols, usually Browning high powers, CZs, Jerichos, all kinds of different pistols. And that's actually where Israeli carry came from. Instead of training people on individual manual of arms for each one of these different kind of guns, because you know, this is the same pistol, but these are two different manual of arms. I mean, one's got a safety decocker and one's got a frame-mounted safety and no decocker. So how do you train a body of soldiers? You know, one guy might be issued a single-action only pistol, like a Browning high power, and somebody else might be issued a SIG 226 or 228. So you've got a huge variety of pistols and kind of a training problem, training dilemma, I should say. Well, the answer is just don't carry one in the chamber. When you draw the pistol, rack the slide. And that's how they teach people in the Israeli army because of necessity. It's not because it's the best way to carry. In fact, it's not a very good way to carry if you're serious about defending yourself. If you have 58 different models of pistols that you're issued and only one training regimen and not very much time to train, you get something like Israeli carry, which is, that's where that comes from. It's not because it's, you know, safer or better in any way. No serious unit that I know of, you know, recommends that or does that. Nobody who's serious about carrying a pistol carries Israeli carry because it's not a great way to carry, in my opinion. And you can disagree with me in the comments. Anybody who's serious, like a serious shooter, does not carry with an empty chamber. So anyway, that's a little bit of backstory on where Israeli carry came from, and a little bit of internal history on the Jericho 941 pistols, which are really good pistols, actually, for not that much money. I think this pistol retails for a little bit more than a Glock, like $550. For a steel frame CZ style pistol, I mean, it shoots great especially for the money. These are more nowadays, obviously, because of Cowboy Bebop, but yeah, see you, Space Cowboy. Hello there. As you all know, the Patriots have raised the prices on everything to stimulate the war economy. This means that the cost of production has really gone up. If you feel like supporting the channel, please like and subscribe, tell your friends, share the video, and if you want to be really good, click the link below for the Patreon.